Okay, good afternoon. What a cracking day. Quality. We've got ourselves a double bubble, innit? I make Dave small. It is saying a double bubble, but I stole it. We've got the monitors. It's a shame to give them back straight away. So we've got a double bubble, right? The use of the monitors. Roemer, Io, Jupiter, a delay using a telescope. Well, now I don't need the pictures, I can visualize the stuff in my head. But look at this. It is said that Roemer, Daisy the cow, okay? Daisy the cow, Daisy the cow. You just do as you're told sometimes. Roemer, it is said that he took observations of Io coming out from behind Jupiter as we orbited the Sun. So the further that we went away, the later Io, that's Jupiter. So what we have, the closest position, Sun, Earth, Jupiter and Io. Number one, closest, the biggest Jupiter. Number two, Earth in its orbit is moving away from them. So that's number two, a little bit smaller, not too much, but you know, it's 150 million kilometers. And Jupiter's probably about 750. So you're looking at a fifth, kind of. Yeah. Right, and then third position, it doesn't matter what positions we do, that's the furthest position away, so even smaller, and then back round to 4, be a little bit bigger again because it's slowly coming around. Right, he was using a telescope, wasn't he? So, if he was using a telescope, they say that a light delay was detected, right? How is a light delay going to be detected in a telescope? If, let's just say we could do, there was 4 planet Earths, 4 Roemers, 4 telescopes, and 4 large bowls of horseradish for each planet. If they were all looking at Jupiter at the same time, would it be logical to think that the furthest telescope would, for some reason, number 3, would see Io coming out from behind Jupiter a little bit later because number 3 was the furthest away? What reason would you give for there being a difference in when this telescope here saw Io come out from behind Jupiter and this one here, the closest? What reason would you give for this telescope here and this telescope here? Would they see Io and Jupiter at a different time? The reason being, number 3 is positioned the furthest away, so they're saying that the light from the sun, which bounced and hit these two, but then had to go all the way back to the telescope, is that light travelling, that where the first little nudge for the absurdity of relativity came from. So, is it logical to think that this telescope here would see Io later because it takes that extra time for the light to bounce back to that telescope? Now, think about it carefully. If we've got, forget 2 and 4, just 1 and 3. Is it logical to think number 3 would see Io in a different position or later because it is further away than the observations being made by the number one, which is closest? No. There would be no difference. Everything would be exactly the same. They're roughly the same angle. If there was somebody on Pluto, and Pluto just so happens to be that way, and they had a powerful enough telescope to see, to pick up Io and Jupiter from Pluto, and they were looking at the same time, they too would see the exact same Io coming out from behind Jupiter at the very same time. If, let's just say, in that moment, they're all looking through their telescopes, and for some reason, Io spontaneously combusted. Boom! What would happen? Pluto, telescope. Here, telescope. And number one, telescope. Io just disintegrated in front of everybody. Boom! A supernova type explosion. Think. Would the telescope on Pluto, would it have to wait for the 3 or 4 or 5 hours it takes light to reach it, so they say? Think about it. People looking through a telescope from Pluto. Yo, Io just blew up. Really? Or would they have to wait 4, 5 hours for that explosion to register? Of course not. If they were using a telescope, they would be seeing it live. They would be seeing exactly what was going on, the same as telescope number 3 and telescope number 1. When I say they do not look into the past with these space telescopes, they do not look into the past. It's an absurdity. All of the light that any telescope anywhere sees, doesn't matter how far away the light is, they are seeing stuff exactly where it is, how it is, live. There is no delay. There is no relativity. There is no delay. It is all Mickey Mouse. Slam dunk, slam dunk, slam dunk. And it all starts with understanding that the solar eclipse, it cannot happen unless light is absolute, because there is no delay in the light from the sun getting to the moon shadow, sweet spot on Earth. There can be no delay because all 4 things are lined up in a linea perfecta. So again, so now what do we do? Don't forget what they say. Roemer is a pillar stone, they say, don't they? Or something very, very important, because it was his observation, a pillar stone for the speed of light. He is the first train off of the block, isn't he? It's all lies. I mean, it's obvious lies. But think now, if what's going on in people's minds? People are still looking at this going, I can't get what he's saying. That would be the biggest thing going on right now. People with a bit of cognitive dissonance, not understanding exactly what I'm saying, even though it's fairly basic, right? Telescopes. They're looking at the same target. All the telescopes are looking there. Why would 3 see any delay in anything that is happening here? Why would 3 see some kind of light delay because it's further away? If it's using a telescope. Same as 1. Why? Why would Pluto? Why would you think Pluto would need a more powerful telescope? But they're still all going to see the exact same thing. If somebody waved, they would all see somebody wave. from Jupiter. Woo! It's common sense, isn't it? So, there you have it. Roemer is an absurdity, and what on earth would somebody be doing working out the speed of light 200 years before electricity? It's, and there's so many people, it's the rapid fire effect. Boom, 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 boom. You're checking number one, by the time you check number one, another 4 have happened. That's what they love to do. Boom, 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 boom. Quick, they're checking number 1, launch another 3. Boom, 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 boom. Ingenuity. Boom, 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 boom. Apollos. Boom, 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 boom. Rapid fire strategy throws so many in the air that who's going to question it? Some people are questioning it. And the moon landings is falling on its arse right now as well. There's a lot of lies going around, and I'm proud to be out there busting some of them. Right, there you have it. It is not logical to think that telescope number 1, 2, 3, 4, if all were looking at Io and Jupiter at the very same time from different positions of their orbit around the sun, it is not logical to think that any one of them, no matter how far away, would see a light delay. It isn't logical. They're using telescopes. They would see the same image. Yeah? And I caught it this time, so that's it, the double bubble, the perfect double bubble. Roemer is a pillar stone for the speed of light. Ah, now, he's the first. It didn't happen. So when they say, so because of Roemer's contribution to the speed of light, others were able to, this is how this works. If 1 didn't happen, how did number 2? Who was it? James Bradley? This is another absurdity. So now all of a sudden, was it James Bradley next? Or Wheatstone? One of them. This didn't happen, Roemer. It didn't happen. It's obvious it didn't happen. Not for just because of this, but the whole human nature thing. Why would somebody be doing that so long before electricity was needed? It's like, what's his name? Lagrange working out the 3-body solution, the gravitational anomaly that allows the very, very conveniently the James Webb Space Telescope to cruise around on its hind legs, sitting down like that. Doesn't have to spend a penny. It just cruises around with the sun and Earth. It just, that's nice. Send that back to Earth. They'll love that one. Smile, pillars of creation. That's the James Webb Space Telescope, pumping those photos out like nobody's business, like they're going out of fashion. The only thing that went out of fashion a long time ago was common sense, but we are doing what we can to bring it back. All right, there you go, Roemer, an absurdity. All right, later peeps.